sisters of my heart. My name is Publio. I'm going to play and sing a couple of songs to help me, to help you, to help us to harmonize ourselves, to prepare for the Spiritism talk tonight. So the first song called Vibration, and goes like this. Loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always. Loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality, and we join Jesus for eternity. Now, song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warm power, cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades flowing down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in her door. The solution lies in her door. Oh, my Mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings, make your small son a good Christian, make your small son a good Christian. Source of love that radiates, warm in a power, cold nights, support and comfort, support and comfort, cascades flowing down the mountain, calling because your love always teaches me the solution lies in hard work. The solution lies in hard work. Oh, my mother's offering a harvest of wonderful blessings. Make your small son a good Christian. Make your small son a good Christian.
Sometimes it's not so easy. Sometimes it's not so close. Sometimes we build our dreams, but then we see them decompose. When you feel down the dumps, feeling sad and blue, give life a chance, my friend. The sun will shine again on you. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Have little faith in you. Maybe tomorrow you can dream all your dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, it doesn't mean the end. Believe you can come through. The rainy days are true. Sometimes okay to feel blue. Have little faith in you. Dream all the dreams again. Though some sorrow remains, your dreams can get you through. Have little faith in you.
When I go in to pray, I look for my good Jesus. And when I close my eyes, I can feel all His light. I open my heart for all He has to say. He shows me the best way I can enjoy my life. Jesus, Jesus, they never we apart. Please bring all your light to shine inside my heart. Jesus, Jesus, I can be content. I have your endless love and your protecting hand.
Now I'm gonna sing a song that really calmed me down. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes, how well done need the hay. Music lifts his spirits in sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. In joy and peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, I heard the sound of the sea far away. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. Body harmonizes, how well done in the hay. Music lifts his spirits in sweet ballet. Nature's love, a constant giveaway. In joy and peace, my heart finds its way. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway. If I close my eyes to pray, Jesus cradles me, in his arms I sway.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Spiritist Talk. Thank you for joining us tonight. And as usual, before we start, a few announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and that you find a quiet place if possible. Our meeting will have a 30 minutes presentation followed by Q&A. And after the presentation, we will have spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with water to be magnetized. Our meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Concafres Americas through their Facebook and also every Saturday at 8 p.m. by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. And for those of you who want to learn more about Spiritism, Get to Know Spiritism is a free and online course that happens every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. Eastern Time. New class started on September 6th, but you can still join. Everyone is invited to join us. You can find the registration link in the chat. And we also offer virtual live gospel at home. The gospel at home is an effective support for you and your family's spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the gospel at home study meetings. By posting in the chat, you can request it. Let us know. And you are mostly welcome to include your or someone else's name on our list of positive vibrations. The person you indicate will be assisted by good spirit to provide healing energy and strengthen goodwill. The link can also be found in our chat. And finally, the topic of today's meeting will be the law of love from the Gospel according to Spiritism, chapter 11, loving one's neighbor as oneself, items 8 to 10, and will be facilitated by our brother Rodrigo Villar from Winnipeg. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and they will be addressed at the end of the talk. And without further ado, it's time to invite our speaker tonight, who will be also doing our opening prayer.
Hello, Rodrigo.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Very good. And happy to learn a little bit more about the gospel today. Thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. I will leave you to it and see you in a bit. God bless
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you later. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here again, talk about the gospel according to Spiritism. And before we start, I would like to start with our initial prayer, our opening prayer. And I invite you to close your eyes if you wish and elevate our thoughts to our Divine Master, to God, to the spiritual friends, the spiritual mentors of this work, asking their blessings and protection in this, an inspiration and intuition to share this beautiful talk of tonight related to the law of love. Please, Master, help us to learn from you, from your example of love, compassion, resilience, persistence, that never give up and continue believing us, even though sometimes we question ourselves. Please bring peace and comfort to those that are listening, live or on demand, and help us to learn from you and continue learning. Always follow your footsteps to become better people. Please help us to be with you today, tomorrow, and always. So be it. All right, so just give me 1 second. I'm gonna share my screen shortly. Then we're gonna get started. So let's see here, just organizing my files here, and good. So now you can see me. And then, as Rodrigo, our great host, said, this is the chapter, the items, and the item is the law of love. So Kardec tonight invites us to understand love and the love in a deepest meaning, not only love that's related to corporeal and physical beings. And I would like to start with a quote from the Spiritism in message from Paris in 1862, and is saying that love summarizes Jesus' teachings in its entirety. So let's start again. Love summarizes Jesus' teachings in its entirety because it's the sentiment per excellence. And sentiments are instincts raised to the high of the degree of progress accomplished. So here, the spiritual Lazar is showing that Jesus' teachings is really the most powerful understanding of love that we have as an example or earth. And interesting, describe this as a sentiment. There are related instincts that raise to the high degree of progress accomplished. So that's our destiny. Our destiny is to learn how to love like Jesus loved us. So, and to understand this, so Lazar explained that at the beginning, in the beginning of times, at what we call our origin as humankind, we have a only instincts driving us. So instincts are no conscious, is more related to survival, it is more reactive. So if you go back to history in ancient times, so prehistorical times, so most of the human presence on earth so always relate to survive. And you need those instincts. They were very important that time because without them, you be really die. Correct? However, as we progress, the spirit's telling us, so the beginning is more based on instincts. Then we evolved as humans, and then we move for a little more advanced state, but still corrupted, and we start to have the sensations. And sensations are our perceptions and are more physical and material that we perceive, like cold, hot, and those type of sensations that is more advanced than just instincts. So instincts are very present in animals. Let's say this instinct would be more a primitive type of intelligence, and then sensations is a little bit more sophisticated until we reach a level that we have sentiments. So more educated and purified. So we have sentiments. So the sentiments are those feelings, emotions that can be abstract, like love is abstract. It's hard to define and put in words. Evolve thinking, which make us evolve more and more. But remember that we always have a relationship between our instincts, sensations, and sentiments, and we may have different presence depends on our progress. So nowadays, we want to believe that we are more towards sentiments, and those sentiments you can have good sentiments and not as good sentiments, and how we deal with them. So, and sometimes depends on the sentiments that we have a more instinctive behave. For example, violence. Violence is a very instinctive behave of someone that's facing fear, and then aggression is the result. So then we have to move away from those reactive and have to learn how to control our sentiments and emphasize good sentiments to be able to be more kind, more generous, and etc. So when we think about ourselves, where are we on this? So in the our planet, you can compare like a school. You're gonna see situations that you have all those three combined in this planet. Some places that you have way more instinctive type of behaviors. Other cultures based on more sensations. So the physical sensations of your body, ecstasy, a sexual appealing, those type of sensations of the physical body. In some places that you have more sentiments, and then we need to localize ourselves to understand in this spectrum how we're gonna respond. For example, if you're in a situation on where you are face anger, so you have the sentiment that's not a good sentiment, that it drags you to react instinctively to protect. So it triggers this survival instinct that you feel that you are under attack or in dangers, and then trigger this type of response. And not all the time this situation is totally real in terms of survival. For example, if you're in a traffic and someone cuts you, and then you start being aggressive and calling, saying bad words and swearing to that people. So it's really not a situation that is your survival be there, but your anger took control. And as a reaction, trigger this instinct that you have to react. Fear is another one that's very dangerous because when you fear, you don't control your emotions, and then what's done is more related to this instinctive behavior. And I don't know anyone that had a good decision based on fear. So fear sometimes paralyzed us, sometimes make us react and behave in a way that's really not realistic, even though our actions doesn't make sense because of the fear. We don't have the ability to control our sentiments. So that's why every time that we're dealing with inferior sentiments, so we tend to be more on the instinctive side of things. And if you are only just the sensations, the idea that you become overloading those sensations. For example, the addictions are a characteristic of people that would like to in, feel those sensations more intensely, and then they use drugs or alcohol that can emphasize those type of sensations. But however, also bring us back to instinctive reactions, and we have to be very careful with that. So the idea is really work on our sentiments, so our emotions and positive things relate to our emotions and feelings and thoughts. And here, Lazar said that exquisite apex of sentiment is love. So that's the highest feeling, a sentiment that you can have it is love. And here, let's be clear, not love in the ordinary sense of the term. So, for example, it's not a sexual related. So, it's a more pure and divine love that is being said here. So, he's referring to this inner sun that condenses and joins its ardent focal point in superhuman aspirations and revelations. So this is beyond us, is about the entirety. So when you saw others instead only yourself, that you want a benefit of others other than yourself, that you feel happy for others, not only for yourself. So here you take yourself yourself, your selfishness, and move towards a greater good. So then the law of love replaces the personality with the union of all beings and distinguish societal misery. So the problem is when we are living in a society that's very materialistic and very selfish, where people just think about themselves. So love is not a asset. It is not as value as supposed to, and everything becomes so personal. So nowadays, it's easily we feel that we cannot speak our mind with a pure heart because everything becomes so personified that even opinions nowadays hurts. We are losing the ability to just understanding without judgment. Let people express their feelings, even though sometimes they do not express in the best way possible. But if you love above the opinion, so it's not about you, it's not attacking you. You think about more the overall. So how all beings together, so this might decrease this clash that we are living nowadays. And that's really not only nowadays, this is happening since we are on earth because we do not comprehend love fully. That's why we have those challenges. And then Kardec bring and the spirit Lazier bring the spiritism in turn has come to speak a second word of the divine alphabet. So the first word is love. So this love. So the second word, the spirit saying here for us to pay attention because this is going to change the way that you think about life. So that word lifts the headstones from the empty graves. And this word is, I'm going to do some suspense here, da-da-da-da, is reincarnation. And I'm going to try to go through this for you to understand how reincarnation is a great proof of the law of love. So, reincarnation no longer leads us to think about death and that's it. It's really invite us to the conquest of our own being because now our spirits are immortal and we're gonna go back as many times as required for our learning, and this elevate us and transfigure us. So we learn that death is not the end, is only a transition to be born to the spiritual world. So the analogy that I'm going to do here. So when you discarnate, you die, you are reborn to the spiritual world. When you are born here, you are dying for the spiritual world temporarily and reborn to the physical uh, world. So it's just transitions, it's passages between a transition between this plane and then the spiritual plane. So remember that if you have a lot of materialism attached, so this detach, because what you're going to bring to the acquisition of a spirit as an eternal will not be material things. Will not be cars, not be houses, but all the acquisition of moral values, intelligence, stay with the spirit and go on as we evolve. Blood redeemed the spirit. So that's why we need to reincarnate. So because we did mistakes in the past or in the present, that we need to fix it. And today, the spirit must redeem humans from matter. So basically, here, the spirit Lazier is telling us that now our job is to redeem humankind from materialism, to focus on matter and having it without focus on the spiritual side of us. What are we going to bring to our uh, spiritual life? Therefore, the idea that we need to overcome our instincts and perfect our sentiments. And then we have many ways that we can try to overcome our instincts and perfect our sentiments. The most important one, guess what? Is love. Why love? Because love is the divine essence. And this is an example that Fenelon in Bordeaux 1961 brought to us. Even the most criminal holds for another person or some object a living and ardent affection, impervious to anything that could diminish, often reaching sublime proportions. So the idea here that every human being has love as a seed planted by God. The essence of God is love. So since we are children of God, we have love in our inner essence. Sometimes we let them shine, sometimes we hide that seed. But even the worst people that you can judge in your mind, they still have that seed. And reincarnation is important because if they didn't learn this life, there is another chance, another life, and so on. Even the most brutal human being, in your opinion, you're gonna have chance after chances until they understand this law, the law of love. So there are situations and some to whom the trial of reincarnations is perceived as repugnant because it's applied that others take part in the affectionate relationships of which they are jealous. So jealousy is not love per se, is more a possession feeling than love. There is a lot of people that is still too much passion and they think that's love. They don't let people be. They're very possessive. They don't let people do things, have their own things. Sometimes they are even aggressive and violent. So those people, unfortunately, did not learn what love really is in this pure essence. I just want to remind you that jealousy is going to lead to possession, and this is going to not lead in a very good sentiments, and you become prisoner of your own feelings. So remember that love is way more than only have the person, it's mine and nobody can take it. If I don't have it, nobody gonna have it. So this needs to change. So in order to practice the law of love as God intended, and that's important here, is not as we understand, is as God intended, you must progressively, you, that means we, must progressively arrive at loving all our brothers and sisters indiscriminately. The task will be long and difficult, but it shall be accomplished. So it's very important here that the spirits inform us the task will be long and difficult, which means we are not there yet. And don't feel bad about it because you're not alone. So most of us, maybe the entire humankind, we have few of people that really understood love beyond this more, let's say, physical and material, is still related. But the good news is it shall be accomplished. It's just a matter of time. That's why reincarnation is key in this process, because it's really hard to conquer all this and understand all of this and put in practice the love just in one life. So we're gonna need many, many, many. And the spirits are very clear here. It's long and difficult. But remember, we have all the support from God, from Jesus, from the high spirits, our spiritual mentors. We have a lot of support. We just need to learn how to seek for them. And remember what Jesus said: love your neighbor as yourselves. This is a very interesting. And love your neighbors as yourself. So, and Jesus is not teaching us here to be selfish, because we don't know how to love ourselves. How can I possibly love? We need to learn how to love ourselves first, because then we can share this love with our brothers and sisters. It's the same thing that if I ask you, can a sick person take care of a sick person? You're probably going to say, yeah, I don't think it's going to end well. So the same thing, people that are not able to love in a more pure way, and they don't love themselves, how they going to teach someone to love? So the first exercise is really love ourselves, and then we love our neighbor as ourselves. And that's beautiful, because then you start to understand the basically concept of the love. But now the question becomes, when Jesus is saying that, what is the extent of one's neighbor? What Jesus is really trying to say here? Who we supposed to love? And the challenge is that, because Jesus is referring to humankind. We need to love everyone. And that's not easy. Trust me, I know. But remember, the Spirit said it's long, it's difficult, but shall be accomplished. So Jesus taught us how to do it. It's not easy, but with the gift of reincarnation, so we have choices and we have hope, because we continue progressing if we want to. The effects of the law of love are the moral betterment of the human race and happiness during earthly life. So when you think about the law of love, is really based on moral betterment. We improving ourselves. So every time that I prove myself and I understand love in its pure essence, become easier and easier to be more kind, to be more respectful, to let things go. Sometimes it's better to have peace than to be right. So yes, so you start to make those choices and your life start to become better and happiness will come. But the other way around is also true. If you don't improve and if you keep insisting on only reacting based on instinctive uh, behaviors, or just for sensations and perception of the physical body, you be very difficult. So that's why we need to work in our improvement every single day. Fenelon also brought to us that the most rebellious and the meanest shall reform themselves when they see the benefits produced by practicing this, and what we should practice. And I want you to read and reflect, because if you just use this simple sentence in our lives, I guarantee to you that our lives will be way better. Do not unto others what you would not want them to do unto you. Very simple sentence, very hard to do because it requires good sentiments, good feelings, and good thoughts. Even though when someone gets your nerves, and trust me, I know how hard it is because I live this every single day. I joke that control the beast inside me. So not easy, but you have to put the beast on the jail, in the cage. So leave the beast on the cage. Don't let the door open. And practice this until this beast is domesticated. So then you don't need to have those feelings anymore. Now imagine that if Earth has all these people that has this understanding of the love, then Earth will then be purified. And the sacred fire, which we call love, and we'll see the practice of charity, humility, patience, devotion, self denial, resignation, sacrifice. So we have examples. Jesus was the most beautiful examples to teach all of those qualities, but we have several human beings that inspire us. And you can think there when you listen to me, someone that inspire you. It doesn't need to be Jesus. It could be anyone that inspire you, that show that they are charitable, they have humility, they have patience, they are devoted to others, they self-denial, they are resignated, and they, even if they have to, they're gonna sacrifice their own benefits to help others. And always remember John the Evangelist. When John the Evangelist, he was already old. He wasn't as strong physically as before, and he cannot preach the gospel as much as before. He always used to say to people that come to him and listen to him, just said, "My little children, love one another." That was the big, powerful message that he left following Jesus' teachings. But in this context that we're talking, what love really means. Let's look at the message of Samson. Samson was a former member of the Parisian Spirit Society. And basically, he was saying that what love really means in this essence, love's essence. Being loyal, honest, and conscious. So do to others what you like them to do to you. Remember the meaning of hardships that may bring relief. So people need to understand that every challenge they face in their lives, you that are listening to me now or on demand, don't think that God is punishing you. Don't think that God has favorites. So just think that He loves you so much and loves us so much that everything everything has a reason. And if you will understand the meaning, and then you can understand about reincarnation helps to understand the meaning of those hardships. So while you're going through that, a day may bring you some relief. You still have to do your part, but then you may find a little bit peace. Should not feel like victim of God, and then think God as a father that tries to educate us to make better choices. Human families as one. So remember that all of us are children of God. So if you think about everyone is like your brothers and sisters, so there are close relationship to you, so maybe we become more kind to others. We respect more others' opinion, their difficulties, their challenges. Offer a word of hope for those that need it. Support those who are suffering. So this is really the rule of love, to help people to feel comforted and consoled. And to finish the presentation for today about this, we can really be inspired by this quote from Benjamin Franklin that say, when you are good to others, you are best to yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me. I really appreciate your time and I'm open for a question if you may have.
Thank you kindly, Vila. I love how this message emphasizes reincarnation as an act of mercy and love from God. We do have we do have a few questions. Let me bring them to you. Let me start with Publio, though I also have one from my own. How can in practice the law of love in small, ordinary actions each day? What should I do when I feel irritated or wronged by someone?
So yeah, the first step is breathe. Count to 10. Breathe deeply. And why is that? Because when something happens to you, it doesn't matter how big or small, our reaction first is instinctive because something annoying us. The problem that we have is everything that something go against what I planned, we tend to react, and most of the time our reaction is disproportional what's happening because you're in that emotional state. So then you have to kind of create this break. So how you create a break? So breathe, count to 10, very slowly, and then start thinking, is that worth it to react to this? So this is one thing. Another thing that you can do, know yourself, improve yourself, understand what triggers your behavior, how you can overcome those type of behavior. So sometimes don't get involved on this if you cannot. Let's say this, for example, when I play soccer, I get mad all the time with people. So then I'm gonna change. No, so then I stop playing soccer because I until I learn how to deal with the challenge. So read good books, listen good music, have good relationships. So I think that's a good start. And start small. And then when you see become part of our life.
It is amazing how little can accomplish a lot, right?
Yeah.
When we start
Because if you
small.
think about the year has 365 days. If you do a little small things every day, you have 365 things that are accomplished in the
Yeah.
1 year. It's a lot.
Yeah. Chico Xavier used to, I guess, along the same lines, Chico Xavier used to recommend to drink some water, keep it in your mouth, because that keep it in your mouth for some time. Because in addition to making you breathe, you don't speak what you don't want to say when you are angry. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
The water of
sometimes
peace.
it's yeah, yeah. And I do have one question. Um, in a world marked by conflicts, how can we, in practice, love our enemies without compromising boundaries or you know.
Well, that's a I don't even say that $1 million question. I say that's $1 billion question because I I personally don't know the answer. So because your boundary is different than my boundary, and every people has these personal boundaries. So the the thing is, it seems like the word is full of conflicts because that's what is being shown, and we are seeing this all the time. But I think that's not really reality. I think there's people that want a conflict, they are too loud. I think one thing that we need to uh, stop and think is that real. Is there are conflict zones all the time? That's the first question to ask. So if you are in that situation, how you practice love, tolerance? You want to
Me?
be right, or you want to
Oh,
have
sorry.
peace? So because you have to make choices. So the question to me, there Socrates, I think, has this three steps that he tell you if it's worth it to say something. The first one is that true what you're gonna reply? The second one is gonna do any good, and the third one is gonna help someone else. So if they are answered no, so then you find why you gonna what are you gonna discuss. So have this in mind and practice this when we can. So I think that way you don't compromise your boundaries because you can tell when you know that you fulfill these three items, you can speak because you're right and you're having peace of mind. If it doesn't pass those three layers, probably you're gonna regret.
So you're saying, uh, I guess as one maybe, or the way I read, understand that love for our enemy may not be the same as love that we feel from our significant, uh, with our significant other, or the love towards our parents, and then that sometimes not responding or not reacting to an offense is principle of love, or an act of love, by not reacting, by not responding, by not, you know, um, answering evil with evil.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because otherwise it never ends.
Yeah.
I was even joking with my son. Uh, he was joking with me, daddy, feel that, my revenge. And I was joking with him. So you know what's the problem with the revenge? You never know who started and when he stopped.
Yeah.
Because sometimes those that do the revenge, they are even harder than those that did the first thing. So by the end of the day, you don't know. For example, in this era of conflict that we're seeing, that we think is a conflict all the time, it's all about retaliation. You do, I respond back. So then we don't know exactly when this is gonna stop. If there is not a smart person in the room, let's say that love more is never gonna end.
Mm-hmm.
Someone need to love more
Mm-hmm.
and need to let it go. So how easy is that? Not easy. I wish it was.
I wonder if I know. Sorry, never mind. Um, all right. So those were the questions we had. Uh, Thank you kindly again for sharing that message with us.
Thank you very much. Have a nice night. Bye.
And you, my friend. Bye bye. All right. And now it's we are going to move on to the preparation for our spiritual treatment, which starts with Pass. Pass is the transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. And they also help us restore harmony and peace, replacing what's negative inside us with healthy energy. And if you want to get the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instruction that is coming and remaining prayer. Closing your eyes may help you concentrate in this process. And by the way, during the Pass, the water you may have set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy, and you and your entire family will benefit from it. And now a little prayer in preparation for the Pass, which is going to be our closing prayer as well. So I ask you to close your eyes, and that we can together virtually hold hands, connect to one another, and then breathe deeply, slowly, preparing our soul, our mind for the benefits of the Pass and the prayer. Thank you, Father, for the contact with your gospel, for the dedication and the time spent by our brother, for the water of life who has been brought to us in another talk. We ask you, Father, that you bless him and his family. Thank you for the message of love. Help us, Lord. So much we know, so much we have been learning. Help us to bring all these teachings from our mind, from reason, to our heart. Help us to feel what you are trying to teach us. Help us to see your love and your mercy in big and small things around us. We ask you that you also bless brothers and sisters in our vibration list, that you bring them relief, peace, your mercy. Oh Father, thank you for this group, for the support we get from you, from the Holy Spirit. And it is in your blessed and holy name that we pray. Amen.
Let's get ready for the Pass and water fluidification. Please get a container with clean water to be fluidified. Brothers and sisters, it does not matter where you are, what type of hardships you are going through. Jesus is always ready to come and help us. Place yourself in a comfortable position which can make it easy for you to reach concentration and receptiveness. Breathe slowly and easily. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Fill up your lungs with air and let it out very slowly. Let tranquility and peace energies penetrate your lungs and move throughout your body. Your soul in harmony with your body feels easy and in peace. Let's imagine Jesus' passage. A clear day, the sun's golden rays illuminate the happy passage in Capharnaum. A lot of white houses, multicolored vines, and hopping birds fill the landscape with optimism. The news about cures attracted the crowd in need. Suddenly, Jesus appears slim and handsome. His tunic was hanging down to his feet. At sunset, all those with sick people hit by several illnesses would bring them, and as he placed his hands over each one, he would heal them. This is what Luke the evangelist says. Let's imagine Jesus approaching you. He holds his friendly hands over our head. Notice that from his generous hands, a waterfall with clear and pure water originated from his love come to bathe you. It flows on your head, goes down your shoulders, bathe all your being, and brings you peace, serenity, and balance. They remove all impurities and pacify you. Feel the water bathing you, cleaning. Breathe. Now, imagine Jesus as a sun before you. His light, his warmth surrounds you. Feel the healing energy that comes from Jesus towards you. He hears your prayers. Trust him. His love is endless and it follows you and protects you. It provides you with everything you need. Have faith. Absorb the healing energy from Jesus. His light surrounds you. Feel the energy going through all your body. Feel stronger and in peace. Lord Jesus, our divine friend, reach out your generous hands, Lord, and change this water into medicine for our physical and spiritual illnesses. Protect us, Jesus, with your peace. Spread those vibrations of love throughout my home, Lord. May peace, health, and tranquility reign here. We are very grateful to you, Jesus. Stay with us today and forever. Thank God. Please remember to use the fluidified water.
And thank you again for joining us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Concafras Americas at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And next Saturday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. And don't forget to follow Spiritism Canada on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, and the Spiritist group Path of Light on Facebook as well. Have a wonderful night. God bless you.
Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, mate, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try. Build that bridge over troubled waters, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrows, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope. No more fear, no more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope place. No more fear, no more fight. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope place. No more fear, no more fight. Let the sun on the way shine, shine. Let the sun on